What is the law of attraction? No matter which way you come at this, there's a lot hanging on the answer. Because if there's a powerful law that affects everything in our world, then clearly it's worth spending some time and energy really getting to understand what it is, how it works, and how we can take advantage of it to attract more of what we want into our experience. With what follows here, we're going to offer you a new answer to the question, a new definition of the law, and a new way of looking at the world. Back in 2008, after 18 plus years of listening to more than 2,000 hours of audio of Abraham through Esther Hicks, we thought we had a pretty fair handle on it. Then we formed this community, and with it came unlimited access to Torah and our first real chance to get answers to follow-up questions that often began with, "But how can that be?" As we started to piece it all together, it challenged to the very core our concept of reality. But what emerged was logical and simple. And once we got it, our way of looking at the world got turned completely upside down. For the first time, we began to see what lay beneath the Abraham answers that had puzzled us. Looking back, there were two really significant breakthroughs. The first of these solved the big paradox that challenges most people about the law of attraction, including, by the way, many of the so-called gurus as they wrestle with explaining how it works. It's the thing that has many people watering it down until it's just some sort of vague idea about positive thinking. What we discovered was that we had to stop thinking of the world, our physical time-space reality, as one world we all share. Let's start here by looking at the old definition of the law of attraction. You attract into your experience, whether wanted or unwanted, that which you give your energy, focus, and attention. And from that comes the promise that there's nothing you cannot be, do, or have, and there's nothing you cannot change. Here's the paradox. Let's say you are living with your chosen life partner. It's a great relationship and you want it to continue. You also want a house by the sea in the tropics. By law of attraction, you can have all of that. Now let's say your partner enjoys the relationship just as much as you do, but wants to live in the hills in a cool climate. By law of attraction, they can also have all of that. How can this be? Well, it's a bit of a mind leap, and it may take a while to sink in. But if you can get the answer to this, you're 90% of the way there. Clearly it cannot be, unless you start to see that the world exists in many versions. You exist in many versions. So does your partner. When you decide today to go left at the fork, there's an alternate reality in which you go right. This miracle of a world that seems so solid, so real and contiguous, is actually a flowing intersection of matching versions of reality. Everything in your world is a match to your vibration. Everything in your partner's world is a match to their vibration. We enter the game, play by the rules, and tend to forget who we are. We make choices about what to believe. We develop a fabric of expectations. We perceive, believe, there is one world and we all share it. Whereas, we each create our own reality, consciously or by default. What seems to be this, a shared world, is actually this. Our worlds intersect at points. We share a common reality only moments at a time. Here's a few words from Abraham. This reality that humans claim and cling to is such an arbitrary thing. You are billions of people with billions of different perspectives of life experience, literally creating billions of different worlds, and yet pretending that it's all one big world that you are all sharing equally. And it's not even close to that, you see. You are on these vibrational islands with law of attraction spinning on your individual vortexes, giving you exactly what you are a vibrational match to. Abraham through Esther Hicks, March 2010. So how does this work? It goes like this. If you understand the law, then you will focus more and more on the idea of what you want. And you will focus less and less on the fact that your partner seems to differ from you. You will hold to the vision of you both being in that tropical house by the sea and start to expect that it will happen. Then, of course, there are many possible outcomes. But one scenario is that you will start to intersect with the version of your partner that thinks as you do. And here's the important part. It will be easy. It will be painless. You won't have to discuss it. You won't have to do anything. Your partner will start to say things like, you know, I'm starting to warm up to that idea of the beach house. And before you know it, you have both stepped into that version of reality. Of course, in another version of reality, with another version of you, your partner realizes his or her own dreams. You see, you are creating your world, unique to you. It's a moment-by-moment creation. You have throughout your life made millions of choices about what to believe. Then you practice those into certainties. From these choices come your expectations about everything. And here was breakthrough number 2, which you stored away in your subconscious. And that's mostly where they stay. You never even think of them. But that tapestry of expectations forms the blueprint of your world. It's the screenplay of your movie. And as surely as you chose and stored in the past, so you can re-choose and change the story now. So when you woke up this morning, there was your world, instantly. The bed, the floor, the walls, gravity, time, and all the rest of it. Why was it there? Because you knew it would be. You expected it. It was in your tapestry. If you had thought about it consciously, you would have had the same picture of reality as the one that occurred. Your conscious thoughts on all of that would have been in alignment with what's in your subconscious store. When you are in alignment, manifestation is instantaneous. And it was. You are a conscious entity defined by your intentions. You are a part of the universal consciousness of all that is, or God, however you choose to describe it. As long as there are different conscious entities, then the law of attraction is the organizing principle of all energy flow. There's no need to start downplaying how important it is, and there's no need to start qualifying it with reservations. It is the organizing principle for everything. You cannot use the law of attraction. It is the equivalent of gravity in your space-time reality. It just is. What you can do is understand the way it works. And then once you get your mind around all of that, you can begin to use that knowledge to create the world as you want it. This morning when you woke up, how much energy, focus and attention did you give to creating your world? None. That old definition of the law is good as far as it goes. But can you see that if we're really going to connect the dots between A, what we're thinking, and B, what's showing up, we need a new definition. So what is the law of attraction? And we think this is about as close as a few simple words can get. You attract into your experience, wanted or unwanted, moment by moment, unique to you, a world that is the sum of your conscious and subconscious expectations. Here's a few words from Torah. You should know that these perhaps new ways of describing things are always going to be, in part, a simplification of a universe that is very complex. But you should not let this deflect your understanding away from the ideas contained in these words. They are here to help you understand the journey you are on, the enormous creative power that you possess, and your role in the expansion of all that is. Ta-ra through Nina, June 2008. So what is the law of attraction? It is the way everything flows. It is the way everything manifests. We are here to help you to a better understanding of the way it works. And we encourage you once again, as always, into believing, into knowing, into the certainty that there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have. There is nothing you cannot change. Ta-ra through Robin, June 2013. We've covered a lot in this short video, and you probably have a ton of questions, so come join us. Just for registering at the free level at LOAClub.com, you get access to some of our Q&A conference calls, 50% discount up to on personal one-on-one calls with Ta-ra, letting go. It's a really effective 5-step process for breaking out of some thought habits and creating something new. And we have some really effective programs if you'd like us to engage with you, hold your hand through some of this process. And as we build out our website, we're going to be making some really special offers on those. So come join us.